you'll find that the oil temperature will go down. Why? Why do you think the temperature will go down once you put this on? Can you hear that? It's going faster and faster, and slow and slow. Because what does friction cause? Wonderful. Friction causes heat. And heat causes wear. Okay? I've removed all the contamination. Look how clean my oil is, and look how silent the machine is.
Like star beer.
Now I think I've earned a cup of coffee. I'm only joking, my friend. I'm only joking. Don't take me serious.
But it does look like star, not like star.
Look at it, it's cream. And that, gentlemen, was your diesel in your engine. Sorry. That, gentlemen, was your diesel in your engine. And let me put some more in there. And all I'm saying is, that is why your injectors are failing. That is why you've got high fuel consumption. That is why you've got high costs on injectors and replacing pumps. There's only two things that I want you to remember. And the rest you, well, three things. The rest you must forget. Because there's only two things that I'm bringing to you today. Contamination is the biggest problem in fuel and oils and industry throughout the world today. And that contamination is water and solid matter. And if you remove that solid matter, you will extend the component life. So that's very important. Nothing what I teach you here or share with you today is more important than that. Contamination is your biggest problem. The second thing, if you can prevent that contamination, which your job is, you will stop and retard wear, and you will extend the component. Those are the two most important things that you must remember. And the fuel that you are getting coming in from the supplier, the oil you are getting coming in from the supplier, is dirty. You think you are servicing that machine. The oil from the drum is dirty. Because, and also we don't measure the quality of the oil coming in, we don't measure the quality of the fuel coming in. What you don't measure, you can't control. So the first thing we have to do is, what is the quality of the fuel coming in? What is the quality of the oil coming in? How clean it is? And we work according to what we call an ISO 446-1999 standard. And that is just a cleanliness standard which we measure, and we set those standards, and we're saying that's what we want, and this is what you must have for your machines. If your fuel comes in, that's the quality we want, Mr. Fuel Supplier. If we don't want it, we're going to charge you for filtration, because we are buying dirt from you. And we are paying for dirt. So you've got to give us this quality of fuel, and if you don't, we'll filter it, but then we will charge you for the filtration costs, because you are supplying the rubbish, and we will give you the rubbish back that we've removed from your fuel.
So you can put it into the next one.
So you can put it in your next line. But this is what we want. We don't want that. Now another reason for this is that the machine is...
So this is from the machine directly. You took it from the drain tap of the dozer. Okay. So this is going through the injectors, and instead of getting it like this, like the Kleen one.
Now if you put the Kleen oil filter on, that's what we're going through the injectors and recirculating through all the time.
Yes.
That is what it's doing. And it'll clean your engine, and the reason like that, it's not all the dirt coming from the fuel supply, and it's also, to be very fair, it's also not all the dirt that's being put into the system, but it's dirt being generated by the engine. Okay? When I say dirt being generated, this is the fuel, not by the engine, but dirt. I've got a program, and we'll discuss that later, and this is what your motto must be: flak guard. Now flak, who can tell me what flak means? It's not the flak your wife gives you when you get home late, or you've had a couple of drinks. Flak means fuel, lubes, air, and coolants. Guard. You are protecting them, you are making sure they're clean, and you must make sure that when they're in the machine, flak. When I take diesel, what's the diesel for?
Fuel.
Why do we put diesel in? For the running of an engine. Is that the only reason? No, the diesel's there for running, but only 10 to 15% of the diesel that's going to the injector pump and to the engine is being used. The rest is being circulated back to the tank. What for? Why? It's there to cool. What's it cooling? It's cooling the injector, and it's cooling the seals. If you didn't have it as a coolant, your injector seals would go, and your diesel would get too hot, and you would have seizure of the injectors. So it's critical that we understand it's there to cool. And there's another reason what it's there for. What's the other reason?